In a heated turn of events, Devin Haney has filed a lawsuit against Ryan Garcia in New York, seeking damages for battery, fraud, and breach of contract following Garcia's doping violation after their title fight in April. Before this lawsuit, Haney's legal team had already submitted a formal complaint to the New York Athletic Commission. Pat English, Haney's attorney, penned an 8-page plea urging for Garcia's disqualification after testing positive for a banned substance, arraine. The complaint argued that both historical precedents and the specific circumstances of the case justified stripping Garcia of his win and awarding the victory to Haney. This initial legal action set the foundation for Haney's lawsuit, where he sought compensation related to Garcia's doping violation during their Brooklyn fight. Following the submission of English's plea to the New York Commission, tensions between the fighters escalated. The media caught on, reporting on the potential reversal of the fight's outcome. As pressure mounted, Garcia took to social media, notably Twitter, where he sarcastically declared, "Haney wins," showing his disbelief at the unfolding situation. His tone reflected frustration with a confused tweet that read, "Now what, bruh?" as he tried to make sense of the legal developments. The seriousness of the situation increased when Haney officially filed the lawsuit against Garcia. In response, Garcia shifted to Instagram, continuing to voice his frustration. "I'm being sued for doing my job," he posted, trying to inject humor into the situation by sarcastically calling the fight a Netflix documentary and that this legal battle was the finale. He joked further, stating, "Your Honor, he simply struggles with left hook syndrome," maintaining a mix of levity while feeling the mounting pressure of the escalating legal drama. On Twitter, Garcia expressed confusion over why Haney was suing him, believing that lost wages or compensation were natural risks in boxing. He implied that Haney was being overly protected by his father, Bill Haney, which added to Garcia's disbelief over the situation. Bill Haney, Devin's father and trainer, responded on X, formerly known as Twitter, by defending the lawsuit and his son's actions. He tweeted, "Devin is the face of boxing because he has challenged the franchise in many ways," emphasizing how Devin worked with multiple promoters and now was tackling the issue of performance-enhancing drugs, PEDs. Bill Haney's argument was clear. The lawsuit was not just about Devin, it was about the integrity of the sport. In an ESPN interview, Bill elaborated that the legal action was meant to hold boxing accountable for its ethical standards, noting that Ryan Garcia had pled guilty to the charges but had not compensated Devin for the damage done during the fight. Bill further questioned how Golden Boy Promotions, led by Oscar De La Hoya, had been fined $1 million over the incident, but Devin had not received any compensation. He expressed frustration that the ruling benefited Golden Boy financially while leaving Devin Haney, who was directly affected, without proper redress. In a clear and critical tone, Bill stated, "If fines are being paid, it's only fair that my son should be compensated as well." As Bill Haney continued to press the case, Garcia responded once again on X, dismissing the claims about his left hook, stating simply, "The left hook is always there." This response was a direct rebuttal to the Haney camp's assertions that Garcia's success in the fight had been tainted by doping. Garcia maintained that his left hook was legitimate and a key factor in the match, irrespective of the accusations. In an interview, Garcia further jabbed at Bill Haney, labeling him the most corrupt man in boxing. This accusation reflected the deepening tension between the two camps, with Garcia implying that Bill's behind-the-scenes manipulation had played a role in the unfolding legal drama. Meanwhile, the boxing community began weighing in. Prominent boxing promoter Eddie Hearn suggested that this lawsuit could mark a turning point for the sport. Hearn pointed out that in the past, when fighters failed drug tests, there had been debates about whether legal action should follow. He expressed that if Haney won the case, it could set a strong precedent for deterring PED use in boxing. Here noted that, while bans might keep fighters out of the ring for a year, lawsuits leading to significant financial penalties would have a far greater impact. In response, Garcia again defended himself on social media, insisting that he had never knowingly taken PEDs and that the narrative was being blown out of proportion. He expressed confidence that the Haneys had underestimated him, not just in the ring but throughout the entire legal process, and that their frustration stemmed from their inability to secure a clear victory. Oscar De La Hoya, Garcia's promoter, called the lawsuit frivolous, dismissing it as nothing more than noise. He questioned how anyone could sue a fighter who had decisively won the match. Despite the legal noise, De La Hoya reassured Garcia's fans that he was focused and in good spirits, committed to getting back in the gym and preparing for bigger challenges. Veteran promoter Bob Arum also shared his opinion, suggesting that fighters should settle their disputes in the ring, not in court. His comments reflected a more traditional view of boxing, where athletes handle personal and professional grievances within the sport rather than through legal channels. Others in the boxing community took a more nuanced view. Trainer Greg Hackett emphasized the difficulty of the situation, acknowledging that while many people were quick to offer opinions, no one truly knew what they would do in Haney's position. Hackett expressed empathy for Haney, understanding his desire for fair compensation, but also recognizing that the business side of the fight had likely contributed to the legal conflict. Rasheem Jefferson, another prominent trainer, strongly supported Devin Haney's pursuit of justice, claiming that Ryan Garcia's doping and failure to make weight could have had dangerous consequences. Jefferson stated bluntly, "Ryan Garcia really tried to kill that man," underscoring his belief that Garcia's actions were not just unfair but potentially life-threatening. He praised Haney for maintaining professionalism, urging him to pursue all available legal options to secure justice. Claressa Shields, a former boxing champion, also weighed in, supporting Haney's right to sue. Shields stated that if a fighter knowingly used PEDs to gain an advantage, they should face both legal and physical consequences. Her passionate remarks reflected her commitment to integrity in the sport, emphasizing that cheaters must be held accountable. Gervonta Davis, who had previously fought Garcia, shared his perspective, expressing support for Ryan. Davis believed that the timing of the doping allegations, which came out after the fight, was suspicious and might have been coordinated to coincide with other major boxing events, such as a Canelo-Alvarez fight. Davis suggested that the allegations were part of a larger scheme within the sport to diminish Garcia's achievements. Throughout the legal battle, Ryan Garcia has remained defiant, using social media to repeatedly express his frustration with the lawsuit and his confidence in moving forward. Recently, he tweeted that he was done with the Haney fight and ready for bigger things, signaling a shift in focus toward future opportunities in his boxing career. As the lawsuit progresses, it has sparked widespread debate within the boxing world. Figures like Eddie Hearn and Claressa Shields see the case as a potential catalyst for change in how the sport handles doping and PED violations. Others, like Bob Arum and Oscar De La Hoya, question the role of legal action in boxing, emphasizing that disputes should be resolved in the ring. Ultimately, the outcome of this lawsuit may have significant implications for both fighters. For Devin Haney, it represents a fight for justice and integrity in the sport. For Ryan Garcia, it's a challenge